All right, baseball time, man. Every time we get a little closer to baseball, I get a little bit more excited. I know we got some World Baseball Classic stuff to get through, but I never looked forward to spring and summer and baseball. I know the A's are gonna probably stink, but I'm still really excited for some ball. I did manage to watch some World Baseball Classic though. I did watch Chinese Taipei and some Cuba. That was a lot of fun. Those fans were really into it, which is always, Julia was, dang, these people are really into it. I know that's what we need to be like at our games. We need to be into it. But yeah, Vince, you got some scores up here. USA.
Yep. Yeah. USA beat Great Britain 6-1, and then they come back and lose against Mexico 11-5 on Sunday. This group play is it's getting a little interesting for United States men. They need to figure it out, and the pitching has been mid as fuck, as the kids say. I think I actually saw a stat that said of the top 14 vote getters for the Cy Young last year, American-born Cy Young, vote getters, none of those top 14 are on the World Baseball Classic team. So they're sending out the B squad for the pitching staff, at least, and it's showing right now. So they really need to figure it out.
Look, I get it if you're a Mets fan, or, mostly if you're a Mets fan, but who did DeGrom sign with? DeGrom signed with Texas, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a Texan, I get it in the sense of you paid these guys a lot of money, and if they get hurt in a World Baseball Classic, then, maybe I'm not trying to get my guy hurt in there. So getting back to this USA here, pitching is pretty lackluster. So if you're a Mets fan or a Texan fan, like maybe you don't want Verlander, or maybe you don't want DeGrom pitching, or, and I get it, you don't want these guys to get hurt. You're trying to win a World Series, not trying to win a World Baseball Classic. But at the same time, every other country's throwing out their best players, so I feel like there's a little bit of a pride lack on our side when it comes to the pitching depth. The only one that I know that really wanted to do it, but I guess he got permission, but some couldn't get some kind of pass or something. I don't know what the details were exactly, but Kershaw wanted to join the team. So unfortunately that didn't work out. But looking at the roster, I mean, we have some good bullpen depth with Ryan Presley and a couple other pitchers there. But as far as your starting pitcher goes, I mean, Kyle Freeland, Kendall Graveman, Lance Lynn, who was the last guy that pitched for us? Adam Wainwright, it's not really moving the needle for me, but I mean, as far as backup rotation, like Adam Ottavino, Ryan Presley, Devin Williams, like that's a great closing setup pitching rotation we have going on there. But man, it ain't gonna work if you're giving up, 11 runs per game. And I put a note in there just to kind of point out that we beat Great Britain 6-1, and then Great Britain goes to play Canada and loses 8-18. So we have a super potent hitting lineup, and we're not even hitting. I think when we played Great Britain, I think we stranded like 14 runners on base, so there's a lot of question marks with this USA team. I think on paper, hitting wise, they look great, but in reality, I could see us not making it out of the pool at this point, with how lackluster we're being.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't take this event seriously as Americans, I think, and the rest of the world kind of is. So until we start taking it seriously and start sending our best and brightest, I think we're going to continue to see a struggle. The U.S. team struggle to get out of the pool play, and definitely, I don't think they're going to be, getting the winning the whole fucking thing. No. I think you and I both agree a team that could win the whole fucking thing is Japan.
They look good.
Yeah,
they look real good. Like that kid, Roki Sasaki, dude. I watched this kid. If you watch the highlights of Japan versus Ukraine, this kid pits, right? He's 22 years old. He's basically like Chris Sale. He's throwing like 78, 85 cutters, changeup, sliders, and then throwing 101, 102, fastballs with ease repeatedly over and over and over. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you were doing at 22, but I wasn't throwing a bat. I wasn't nearly throwing a baseball close to 90s.
No,
maybe
my
even 85.
My shoulder was already dead for 7 years at that point. So yeah.
It's insane. So I don't know if this kid's gonna like have a splash and maybe try to come to the MLB. I have no idea, but if he does, sensational talent. This kid is amazing, and I hope everyone gets a chance to at least see him.
The
and watch
rules
him.
are still kind of weird with like international players from Japan. Like you gotta negotiate with the team.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to buy the rights to negotiate. You got to win the
Yeah.
bid to negotiate with them.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of like soccer to an extent with like the whole loan system, and then you could buy them out. So you have to basically pay the team, and then once you pay the team to get the guy over here, then you could pay him for the contract to
Right.
keep him on the team. So
what I'm hearing from you is the A's are not contenders to sign this young phenom.
we've got our own Japanese pitcher, and he doesn't look great. So
He
Fuck
looks
darn it.
pretty mid.
Mid. Okay.
I'm also kind of lightweight rooting for Australia because their colors remind me of the A's, which they made it out of Pool B with Japan. So
Got to get that Kelly Green use somewhere, right?
the interesting one was I think this is Pool A. Yeah, Pool A. Everyone finished with a 2-2 record. Every single team. The two teams that made it out was Cuba and Italy because of the run differential of how many runs they've either scored and allowed. They took the total sum of those, and apparently Cuba and Italy were the most and least in those two categories. So shout out to them. Good for Italy. Hope they bring their Nespresso machine to the next round for them.
You're listening to the SVT podcast. Subscribe on YouTube and hit the bell to get alerts when we post new episodes. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SVT Sports Pod. Slide into our DMs. We would love to interact with you.